If they do that, they're going to be very, 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 very tough to beat.
Wilson! Oh! And we are tied!
Let's go!
Call them Bryce Beall.
And I don't ever let them forget where we come from.
Getting those phones out. Report me acting ignorant.
Zion Kris got his way through, and he may go! Kris is in! Houston leads out of nowhere!
Seventh heaven for Houston. The Cougars advance to their seventh Final Four.
Go Coogs! Let's go! It's so good! The dream remains alive for the Houston Cougars!
Yeah, maybe not. Not this season. Maybe not reaching the bowl, the Big 12 bowl game. Welcome to Let's Rage Coogs. I am Kris Gardner, flying solo temporarily. Andy Yanez is coaching his cross-country team. He probably won't be able to join me. Dunlap should be joining me momentarily. Bryce, hopefully as well. Everything got pushed back. Obviously, life happens for all four of us. And I'm going to try to squeeze this in before I watch the Rockets and the Celtics. But today's performance, so disappointing. Final score, 22nd-ranked Coogs. They won't be ranked in the next top 25 poll. Lost to West Virginia 45-35. West Virginia was the better team for much of the ball game, and who'd have thought that? But when the Cougs turn it over 4 times, 2 interceptions, the last one on a muff punt, ball rolled into a Coug, Cougs were getting ready to receive a punt, and I held out hope that there was going to be a chance if they scored on that drive, they could erase a 10-point deficit. And then just fitting how the game ended. And my goodness, Connor Wegman had butterfingers. Ball slipped out of his hands more than once. Cougs had 5 fumbles, lost 2 of them, 4 turnovers total. We'll get into the comments, but I want to just play this opening comments from head coach Willie Fritz, and then I'll get into your comments. Disappointing is the big word. Disappointing for sure. Here we go from Coach Fritz.
We're a -4 turnover takeaway, and it's very difficult to win when you're -4. We did some good things on offense, and we did some things you can't. It's hard to overcome. And defensively, I thought we tackled poorly early. Some plays we'd worked on, we got better as the game progressed. But too many big plays, They did a good job of converting when they needed to convert. And did a good job with the clock at times. There's a big play at the end on the kicking game on the punt where guy was blocking and went off his foot. They punted a short one, and we talk all the time about expanding your vision and seeing the returner and if he's coming towards you, abort what you're doing. But obviously we didn't get that done, So just we play real well. And I did a poor job getting everybody prepared. And so disappointing. Anybody got any questions?
Willie, this team had been so ball security-wise so good this year. Can you put a finger on what it was, or was it just the way things went?
There's a few guys. I think we fumbled it 5 times and lost 2. And it's 5 too many. And it's got to be the guy that's got the ball in his possession. You just got to do a great job. We're a -4 turnover takeaway, and it's very difficult to win when you're -4. We did some good things on offense, and we did some things you can't. It's hard to overcome. And defensively, I thought we tackled poorly early. Some plays we'd worked on, we got better as the game progressed. But too many big plays. They did a good job of converting when they needed to convert. And did a good job with the clock at times. There's a big play at the end on the kicking game on the punt where guy was blocking and went off his foot. They punted a short one, and we talk all the time about expanding your vision and seeing the returner and if he's coming towards you, abort what you're doing. But obviously we didn't get that done, So just we play real well. And I did a poor job getting everybody prepared. And so disappointing. Anybody got any questions?
Willie, this team had been so ball security wise so good this year. Can you put a finger on what it was, or was it just the way things went?
You know, there's a few guys. I think we fumbled it 5 times and lost 2, and it's 5 too many. And it's got to be the guy that's got the ball in his possession. You just got to do a great job with it. It's just how it is. A lot of things I wish I worked on more. That's not one of them. We work on that, I think, more than anybody in America. Emphasize it more than anybody in America. Unfortunately, today it just didn't hold true for us.
Willie, right after you guys tied at 21-21, you had the ball right before half with a minute there. You executed a very similar drive against Arizona. What was the decision to go into half with it tied?
We were going to receive the kickoff for the second half and felt like we had some momentum and, didn't want to do anything to give them an opportunity to score before half. So hindsight's 20/20, right? We should have gone for it, but we didn't. It was a deliberate attempt on us to put ourselves in the best position for the second half. 21-21, we're receiving it. We had some momentum going, and then unfortunately we made didn't do what we needed to do in the second half with that first possession.
Coach, in the back, it seemed like in the second half they changed their defensive strategy against Connor, maybe rushing him a little bit more. He had less time to get rid of the ball. Do you perceive it that way? And if so, what changes did they make?
They run a lot of stuff. They're really diverse defense, front coverage, played some man. So we had some opportunities, but a lot of the throws were progression, read throws, and when you do that, you got to have some protection to be able to get you from your first to your second to your third read, and at times we had difficulty with that, or seeing where we needed to go, or whatever the case may be. But I don't think they change that much. They run a lot of stuff, so it's some things they had in their package.
Dayon, brother, just first of all, how you doing? And then your thoughts on that disappointing performance today.
I'm doing good. Definitely disappointed with the amount of turnover that we had. I think we came out flat on defensively for sure. Mm-mm. I don't want to say it's a letdown. To me, it just kind of let us know that we're not really at that championship level, but I still believe that we turned the corner as far as the football program and football team. And so turnovers hurt. I mean, offense gave us a chance to kind of fight back in the game, but defense really just came out flat. I think I don't think they were looking for score. I just think they just came out flat and got a good offensive coach over there regardless of what he's been dealing with throughout the season. Rich Rod is well known for being a great offensive coach and schemed up some stuff when they're able to unstop the run early. It was a disappointing loss, but for me, still feel good where our team is.
Yeah, West Virginia's offensive scheme was great. Our first quarter was really impressive. They took it to the defense and had them off balance, and you got to give Rich Rod credit. The defense probably played their worst game this season thus far. Disappointing. Chance to go to 8-1, didn't get it done. And even when the Cougs were down 10 before the last turnover on the punt, I thought they had a chance to, come back and win a game by 4. Score 2 touchdowns, but then that punt, Makai Muse, I really wish Makai would have dove on it as soon as it hit the ground, but he didn't. It was just Connor. What do you thought about Connor dropping the ball so much?
Man, it's just turnovers. Like the one where he was going back to throw. I mean, that's just, I don't know, just kind of part of the game. And then the pick six really was big. It hurt. But really his ball security. I mean, he hasn't shown up a fumble tendency throughout the game. So how just kind of part of the game. I mean, that kind of happens to quarterbacks. I don't say often, but you see it from time to time going back because they just lose the grip of it. So I mean, but he made a few plays, but we just got to have, like Coach said, 5 fumbles is too many. I mean, we normally lose 2, but still, and a pick 6 turnovers holding.
Yep. And this comment, one of them, Connor's turnovers, looked like he was afraid that his pass was going to be knocked down, deflected, and he tried to pull it back down, and the ball slipped out of his hands. And then some of them was like, is his hand hurt? Is his thumb bothering him? Like he couldn't grip the ball and hold on to it. It was out of character for him. It was just really a lot of things went wrong in this game and just couldn't overcome it.
Yeah, because we couldn't get the stops that we needed. And then, I mean, that fumble, even when at that fumble point, I'm thinking, like, okay, we're going to get this ball back and go back and score. So I'm thinking like that. But then when that happened, it kind of let us know, like, dang, this is not our day. It was kind of, I don't want to say it sums up the game, but it was a few plays out there where it just didn't go our way when we was kind of in position or something like that. But,
and West Virginia's, I guess, rushing touchdown to put it away, it looked like the Cougs secondary was not ready. You had people out of position, so much so I was hoping that somebody would call a timeout because we had like three defensive backs at the top of the field, in the middle of the field, wide open, and West Virginia, to their credit, ran, right up the middle, and that was
I mean that was a mug blitz. I mean, you double cover the A gap, both gaps, and blitz everybody. One way to beat that is kind of hitting it, kind of right up the center trap, and then hit it right inside. And so we were bringing the pressure, but then we're trying to think he was going to drop back the pass to get it out fast. But then he goes quickly inside. And so, I mean, credit to good play call right there, really, from Rich Rod. But man, it's just the plays, DBs, and they got us. Like he kind of hit us on a slug over. McCutcheon Senior was in position, just out of his hands. So it just plays where we could have been there, could have made a play. But just overall, I don't want to say we beat ourselves, but we didn't play as clean as football like we normally play. And that's probably what surprised me the most: the turnovers, the fumbles, just all of that during this significance in this game. In the sense of like who are we playing for? We think it would. I don't want to say like a focus, but it's a little bit more locked in, a little bit more attention to details and things like Coach Frisch said. They talk about that probably more than anybody in the country.
They didn't seem locked in. One of my buddies told me that he was told that the team had some of their worst practices all week. I mean, this week they weren't focused, they weren't locked in, and based on the performance, it looks like they got comfortable that they were ranked, and they weren't focused. And hopefully, they learned from it, and this won't happen again because they're going to be ranked again. Probably not this season.
Yeah,
but
I mean, that's why I can't pinpoint it to that because I don't think like when you're out there, you're thinking about you're playing ranked. I just think we're playing out flat, whatever the reason be. We're playing out flat defensively, and we have to fight back, have a couple plays to go our way here and there, and then. To me, that fumble, that hurt. I mean, not the fumble with the punt return. Really was good when we went off of our legs. I think we could have got there. We could have scored. And it's the momentum. We never really truly obtained the momentum of the football game. And anytime we tried to get it, some bad would happen.
When the score was tied at 21 late in the second quarter, you heard Coach Fritz's response. I mean, hindsight's 2020. Were you surprised they weren't aggressive before the half?
I was surprised. I think the way the offense kind of thrown up the backs, I would change to establish momentum, like I was just saying. And like you said, I mean, hindsight is 2020. That I mean, you're not thinking you're gonna have to outscore a West Virginia team who kind of came into that game limping at quarterback. And I mean, they didn't really do too much. He didn't throw for 200 yards, and so I was surprised watching the game. Of course, I'm like, come on, baby, go. But I can't. Yeah, that's one moment that you don't know how to work it.
And of course, I'm going to thank Steve Saxenian and Saxenian Family for being the primary sponsor of Let's Rage Coogs. as well as Mike and Jennifer Pittman, the secondary sponsors of Let's Rage Cougs. It was some conservative play calling. The defense wasn't as aggressive early. Sometimes they seemed behind, a step or two behind Rich Rod, the play calls as well. But when the game was tight, I was like, okay, they're still going to win. They may not cover. I don't care about that as long as they win. And then the pick six, second half, and it was just like, man, they were ice skating uphill, and it just never could get over the hump. Second loss. This loss was, I think, couldn't tell by today, but to an inferior opponent. Losing to Texas Tech earlier, Tech is better. They played better, but West Virginia just, the fourth string quarterback. He was fifth on the depth chart before the season started, on their third or fourth running back. They rushed for almost 250 yards, 50 plus carries. They took it to the defense. And their quarterback made some great throws too. He may be a freshman, but he looked good today. So give them credit.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they made a few plays here and there when they had to have them. I mean, some of those throws he made, it was in the situations where if we'd have got it, momentum could have swung. But I mean, they was definitely toting the rock. I think that's probably one of the things that's more surprising to me because it's still kind of glaring that we need to. We got, I mean, good defensive line, but make a little bit more stout against the run. And so maybe we need depth, like 4 or 5, 6 of those guys rotating out to be able to start for that run where I don't have to bring down and be able to cover. So that, I mean, that hurt us. That was able to win the time of possession, control the time of the clock, and couldn't. I was fighting behind, like you said, skating up. I'm skating up here. Ice skating.
Two things I want to get to. What are your thoughts on how Austin Carlisle was used in the game? Like a decoy kind of thing.
They gave it to him one time on the jet sweep. I think they just trying to find ways to use his speed, get him on the field. I mean, I like it. I think at some point you need to give him a few more opportunities, and maybe they can get a big lead. See what he's like at quarterback. But
Then
I think they were trying to utilize his speed.
Then your thoughts on maybe the players were thinking about the rumors about Coach Fritz going somewhere else. I mean, that's why it came out flat.
I don't think so. I think Coach Fritz is I would say more locked in my sense. I think he kind of fits Houston. I wouldn't see him unless LSU or somebody comes calling. Then hey, I mean, come on now. I mean, players at that point you got to be professional. I mean, this is college football, but coaches being paid, players being paid. If you get a chance to get a raise, go to a big time program. I mean, you got to respect it. I think when they step on the field, they think about winning. As a unit, they came out flat. I wouldn't say that. Can't really pinpoint it to one thing. I just don't think it's just one thing that contributed to it. I think it just happens on any given Saturday, any given Sunday, and you kind of pick it up, make a few plays here and there that you're used to making, but then you hurt yourselves with extra turnovers, extra possessions that's coming up, being good plays. But it's hard for me to say that.
What are your thoughts on the crowd? 25,000 announced crowd.
That's a huge factor of probably coming out flat as well. We're talking about the players. Just think if you come out to a packed out stadium, newly ranked, I mean, you're gonna be a little bit more juiced up, and so I got to get that. Put the crowd on, and that emphasizes that as well because it can't just be the good; it's also with the bad to the crowd, and so that's unfortunate right there. I mean, got to have a better crowd. And you just ranked. You talking about supporting a football team that's winning. I mean, they've turned around with 7-1 coming to the game, ranked. I mean, and think about it. If it's a sold out crowd, you don't think the players will be a little bit more juiced up, a little more readiness to come out. And so I think all of that plays a part into it as well.
And we talked about it last week. The thing we dreaded was 11 o'clock start for this game against West Virginia, and then Sunday that's what was announced, 11 o'clock start. It's tough it's a reason / excuse, but fans, we just don't have enough fans show up to see the Cougs play regardless of the time, regardless of the opponent. It's still an issue. It's still a problem. It's not part of the nature of who we are. Still disappointing to me because I look at the Aggies. I mean, there are Aggie people who live here in Houston who drive to College Station.
Yeah.
People
Yeah,
who
for
drive to
whatever
Austin.
reason, it's across all sports though.
Oh,
Because
it's a Houston thing.
it's crazy. I mean, I think it's one of the deficits of being in the city, in the city of Houston. I mean, you got other things that they is great about, but I think that's one of the deficits because it's not. I don't know. It's not a college town. Is it really a sports town? Well, I mean, would you say?
It's a lot of out of towners, folks who transfer here, transplant here. It's more of a pro football town, I guess, because even Rocket games don't sell out. I mean,
That's what I was thinking. But
Texans probably of the three major teams, pro teams, sell out. People are in the stadium before the game starts.
Yeah.
Rocket games, they get there second quarter, halftime.
Because even our men's basketball, we could be ranked top 5, top 10, and be playing someone that's not ranked, and it's not just Rocket.
Right.
It's just automatic sell out. But you go to other programs, and if they're ranked, it's gonna be juiced up. And so that's why I can't. That's something that I mean, you can say marketing, but I mean, marketing's gotten a lot better. And so it's just to our fan bases. Maybe we gotta try to maximize letting get students in. That's one of the solutions.
We keep saying that. Let more students in.
Let more students in, market to more students, and try to get more students in there as can. And try different ways. I mean, because that's something that I haven't heard. Just maximum, even at the small student section, and for Tita Center. I mean, we need to expand that, and maybe get 2 sections, one behind the goal, and that big old like we see at the venues. Then, I mean, just think about those two sections. How many student sections, and how many thousands of people that you can get in with that, and so it's different things. I think they need to think about ways to boost in crowd for Houston.
And I agree with Justin about it's ingrained in the Aggies culture. It's ingrained in the Longhorns culture. It's part of really college sports towns more than pro sports towns because, look at Los Angeles, UCLA, USC, they don't draw well. Miami doesn't draw well. Off the top of my head, I really can't think of a college team in a pro sports town that draws well for football.
I mean, SMU has turned it around. They're a big difference. They're probably the closest. Who else would you say?
But that's what the last year or two. That's
that's what I said. It's most recent. But in a sports town, we'll consider sports towns. New York, LA, Atlanta, Georgia, and Athens. They're not in Atlanta though, in the big city. I mean, that's good. It's probably has a large factor on why.
So that's a factor. A buddy told me that because it's a factor. I think you have to do more.
Yes, you got to find different ways.
There were a friend of mine told me this. I'm not sure if he's going to comment on this during today's show, but all week, starting on Sunday or maybe even last Saturday, tickets for today's game started at $20.15. That was a promotion on Sunday. I didn't see anything else about it until Friday. That's a problem. $20.15 to honor the 2015 team.
Yeah.
You got to get the word out. Let more people know about that. Do more things. Because we agree that this is a pro town. Marketing has to. You can accept it. That's reality. But you also have to accept you need to do more. In addition to having the student section be larger, you have to do more to get those fans who might just be fair weather football fans, but say, hey, I got an email, I saw in the paper, I saw on Instagram, or I saw on Twitter or Threads or whatever that the Coogs are ranked and they're playing today at 11 o'clock. Well, I got nothing else to do. And tickets are $20. I'll go do that. I'll check them out. It's got to start somewhere. We can't do this on our show and on Go Coogs and other shows like this. We can only do so much. So
Man, I mean, we have new administration. We don't want to give them credit, but for doing what you gotta continue to see what's going and try different things. And I think that's one of the huge factors bringing it back to today, but not having a sold out crowd, a cheap crowd, which can also contribute to a team coming out play.
But yes, Houston has a lot of things to do. Yes, agreed. A lot going on. That's why I go back to the marketing. Go back to UH. There are 300,000 plus UH alums in Greater Houston. If we can just get 30,000 to come to the games on a consistent basis, that's what we need to do. 30,000. And then you add, I think somebody mentioned last Saturday, if you get to 30,000 who are alums, and then you have 10,000 students every week, that's 40,000.
Yeah.
Then we're straight.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are just resigned to the fact, well, it's a pro town and why bother? It's 11 o'clock start, that's the wrong attitude.
Yeah. I mean, although you do have a bunch of alumni in Houston, I mean, most of the alumni, like you said, come in from different places and leave. And so maybe they are trying to reach as many people in the greater Houston area that are alumni to get them to come in. But something has to be done. I mean, until that truly, truly changes, I don't know if it's going to take for Houston to go to the college football playoff or what it's actually going to take. But I mean, at some point, it has to change.
And our point, I think we agree, if you open it up to more students, then you're building the future. Mm-hmm. Because you get the students to come to the games, you give them reasons to have fun, entertain them pregame, halftime, during timeouts, all those things. And then you got built-in alumni support who will donate, who will have kids and have them grow up and be Coogs and bring them to the games. That's what you got to do.
But then, I mean, you do that, it's close to the ways that you can make money and using culture of Houston, and and bring that to the University of Houston. And I don't know. I think maybe they gotta play more into the culture of Houston, the market as Houston, and use in different ways, certain demographics to really. It's a lot that can be done, but it needs to change.
Yeah, I think we can kind of borrow from one of the many Kelvin Sampson phrases. We need to stop doing the same things we've been doing, but expecting different results. Because if we're doing this, if marketing's doing the same thing, similar things they've been doing the last 5 years, it's not working. So we need to do something else to get the students, to get the younger alums, the recent graduates of the university to come to the football games, to come to the basketball games, to be entertained, to be excited, to want to come to the games, to make it an event that they know Saturday, Friday, Thursday, whatever, Houston Cougars football is the place to be. For me to hang out with my friends, for me to network, for me to have a good time. And then oh yeah, by the way, the football team's playing too. That's what needs to change. We got to do a better job of that. And hear me out. Hear what I'm saying. We got to do better because I am a proud alum. But as I'm a proud alum, I'm also going to be critical in areas I think we need to improve. And some of these issues have been problems since when I was in school at UH 30 years ago. So some of the stuff I could argue we're doing the same things we did 30 years ago. Time for a change. Time to do things differently. Time to think outside the box. I know it's a pro town. I know it was West Virginia. I know West Virginia did not have a winning record. But the Cougs were ranked for the first time in 3 years? Had a chance to go to 8-1. I know the game started at 11 o'clock. I know that too. But we have to do, the marketing, the administration, have to do a better job entertaining people, giving people a reason to want to attend the football game. I'm going to have fun today. The stadium's going to have this. The stadium's going to have that. They're going to do this promotion. They're going to do this. They're going to do this. My kids are going to have fun. Blah, 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 blah. On this one, and advertise on Different places too, different radio stations, different TV stations, different social media platforms, because what is being done, has been done, isn't working. So we need to change and think differently, think outside the box.
And you got to think these different people that's coming in to be hired all have ways. I'm sure they interview say, "I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this," and get here. I want to say get the same result, but we see what they're actually dealing with today. Really are going to have to try different things, different ways, different places of the market, like you're saying.
Because I'm sure. Well, I'm not. I'm assuming this, but I think I'm safe in it. An 11 o'clock kickoff start was not what the administration wanted. Okay, but there needs to be contingencies in place. Okay, if we have an 11 o'clock start, we need to do this. We need to do A, B, and C to get more people at the games. We need to have more. That it could be like this for any and all the 11 o'clock starts. Invite all the students to come to the game.
All students to come to the
All
game.
students come to the game. 11 o'clock start. That's maybe that could be the first thing first.
Mm-hmm. First thing first. All students come to the game Saturday morning.
Get your tickets, line up, starting on Monday. Once it's announced by the network, we have an 11 o'clock game this weekend, this Saturday. Students, do this. You need to do this. Get your student ID, flash this QR code for your tickets, and be at the game. Get there 9:30, 10 o'clock. We'll have whatever, kind of stuff. Breakfast, brunch, whatever you need to do. Go to your sponsors and say, okay, we're going to, for the first 5,000 students, we'll give them something. And this, whatever.
That is a good point there by E.I. Crabtree. We seen themselves out the stadium still having one conference in 30 years. And that it is a good point. But I just think that's why I said I can't contribute it to one thing, but I do say not having at least a sold out crowd can attribute to coming out to slow starts, kind of like what it's had. But to me, I agree with you. The game is played on the field, and once you get on the field, you not really think about those things. But certain things like that can contribute. Because something on the flip hand can give you more energy to make you focus and make you be a little bit more ready to play. And so, two things can be true.
And also, Crabtree, I hear what you're saying. I see what you're saying. But when you have a solid, consistent season ticket base of 25,000, for UH, whatever you want. Let's say 25,000 is the goal. For athletics, if going in, we have 25,000 season tickets, that helps the bottom line. That helps athletics. That helps retention for players, for coaches. If year in, year out, we got whatever season ticket cost is, whatever. Let's say it's $250, whatever it is. 250 times 25,000. That's a lot of money. But if you're going in, well, we may have 10,000 season tickets this year, or less. Well, that hurts athletics because then you got to go to another source to try to make up that difference. So that's the reason. You want to have more people attend the games and buy season tickets because it helps your overall athletic department. And Texas Football Channel, thank you very much for that support. Where are you chiming in watching the show? Because what is that? That's not a dollar sign. What is that? Appreciate that though. Yeah, thank you very much.
Texas Football Channel. And I mean, another way that you can do it, maybe on Fridays, market to more local high schools. I mean, if you can, maybe hey, this free high school. I don't know what you could do, but you can do something to trying to get more local crowds. Maybe.
Yeah, we have to do something because Houston is a fair weather sports town. We get that too. Bavaria. Ooh, how about that? Thank you very much. The internet, it's a beautiful thing. What time is it in Bavaria? I'm kind of curious about that too. But because I was told growing up, even changing sports, but the great Phi Slamma Jamma teams did not always sell out their home games. So it's a Houston thing, okay? But at some point, I want to see it change. I said, not trying to sound morbid, but truly, before I die, I I would like to see season tickets in football. I want to see sellouts in football regardless of the opponent. That's what I want to see. I'm 53. I don't know if that's going to take 5, 10, 15, 20 years, whatever, but I would like to see that change. That's what we're saying.
I'm with you, man. Hopefully, I see the day as well. And we can really change the culture and the avenue on Houston sports. Unfortunately, we let this one slip. I still like the way our football program is headed. I think we're in the right direction. We got the right regime in there. I don't think he's going anywhere unless one of the big programs, LSU, Penn State, somebody come call him. You gotta respect it. But I think he could continue to be where he needs with us and be our leader. Oh, 1 second, I'm about to be done. 1 second.
To this question, yeah, because we're almost done. I think UH football has a bright future, indeed. The top talent in the city is staying home, so that's a plus. That's a start. But that's also a challenge that I think we issue some fans, because some fans say, well, the Cougs don't have enough local talent. I don't know who the players are. Well, that's changing. Coach Fritz has built a fence around the city of Houston, and he's keeping a lot of the, as much as possible, top talent home. So if you are friends and family of these high school kids who are committing to Houston, come to the home games to see your son, your cousin, your nephew, your boyfriend come to the games. Okay, play for the Cougs.
Yeah, so I think that will be a big factor coming in, getting more local stars and be able to build them as a brand, and not only making real local stars, but potentially if they can build a big brand, national stars. But that's the type of talent we need to come in. And I think we got it coming in for sure.
Because Keyshawn Henderson is now the top-ranked quarterback in ESPN's top 300. That's a start. He's committed to Houston, and he's been locked into Houston. He hasn't wavered on that. So that's the top quarterback in the country has committed to the Coach Fritz and the Cougs. So that's a start. There are different ways, and we're talking about a lot of this because of the disappointing performance by the football team today overall. Offense had too many turnovers. Defense couldn't get enough stops, timely stops, and the Cougs lost 45-35 to West Virginia. So as we wrap it up, thank you once again to Steve Saxenian and the Saxenian family as the primary sponsor. Also, thank you to Mike and Jennifer Pittman from Star Pizza to be the secondary sponsor. And those same two people will be with us on Monday, Brother Dayon, as we begin Let's Rage Cougs for basketball season.
Yes, sir.
UH men's basketball tips off 7 o'clock on Monday, hosting Lehigh. Cougs rank 1 or 2, depending on what poll you want to look at, whatever. And we'll discuss that win Monday, probably 9:30, 10 o'clock. So join us again on Let's Rage Cougs. If you want to advertise, email letsragecougs@gmail.com. We'll see you on Monday. My brother, close us out.
Man, we'll see you on Monday for sure. And I can't wait till the basketball season. We got another big season ahead of us, but the football program still got a big season ahead of them. I think continue to win out, and we can do that. I think just one game at a time. Maybe just wake us up and we finish this season strong. But I still feel good where this program is. I don't think we're quite that championship level team yet, but we definitely have turned the corner and in the right direction. So I'm still riding with this team, with the coaching regime. I think just came out flat today. Win, lose, or draw. Let's go Cool.